Hey y'all, so today we're going to be checking out Missing Melody. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Shy in Second Life, and on this channel we check out aesthetically pleasing places in the virtual world of Second Life, and I also sporadically do lifestyle vlogs. So if you're interested in content like this, go ahead and subscribe. So y'all, really quickly, I am in the Aperture viewer. Let me tell you something. So Firestorm they did recently do an update. Now I did check their update out. For me, when I checked it out, I didn't see like a huge difference from what they had going on before. So I'm back to the Aperture viewer. Now the Aperture viewer, from what I googled, is it's a new viewer. What I read was it's not even considered like a beta viewer. It's almost like a test viewer to see if they're gonna do a beta viewer type viewer. However, I am loving it. When I tell you I am loving it now, when I saw that Firestorm had they did a new viewer, I honestly did think that the update was going to be like a bigger update, just to kind of like compete with the Aperture viewer. But I didn't really see much. I ain't give it a whole lot of time. Yeah, when I tell y'all I like this viewer so much, I had originally, once I downloaded the Aperture viewer, I deleted. Oh, y'all ain't even saying about my feet. Okay, I got my feet together. Y'all, I deleted Firestorm and Black Dragon off my computer. Now, recently, when I found out that Firestorm did have a new update via Mama Aries, shout out to Mama Aries, she keeps me in the loop. I did download the Firestorm viewer just to kind of see what was going on. But then when I saw it, I said, no, I'm back to Aperture. I really like the graphics. I love all of their features. Now they also don't offer the automatic smooth cam like Black Dragon does, but we ain't gonna trip too much on that, because I do like all of the other features that it has. I love the different lighting options, and they really kind of get down to the nitty-gritty and make things a lot more appealing when it comes to just customizing things for you. Now I'm not sure if in the Firestorm viewer they had like a poser. I don't know, perhaps it just was something that I didn't look at. I don't even know. But Aperture viewer has a really nice pose, and so I'm really liking the Aperture viewer. When I tell you, really liking it. Now what I am noticing with the Aperture viewer is that as you go to new lands and stuff like that, it does take a bit of time for things to res for you. I don't know if it's the settings, so they give you different settings, so they have presets already made. Now I didn't notice these in Firestorm viewer, but they have already automatic presets. So if you want to have your mirrors and stuff like this, anything else you want to see down here. Now I am gonna tell y'all, side note, I did kind of pop around this land a little bit because I really wasn't sure what all was going on, and so I didn't want to miss nothing. Now Missing Melody is a land that we've gone to before, but again they have changed the layout for the summertime. That's the vibe it's given. So I wanted to check it out because the land is completely done up differently. So like I was saying, they give you different numbers. So they'll say, okay, well, if you want this type of light, okay, because why am I all over the place? So if you want this type of lighting, you could click this. If you want mirrors, if you want all of the features turned on, but you don't want mirrors, you can choose that option. Instead of just manually doing it, they do have presets for you and stuff like that. So I'm on 8. Now, I don't know if that has any type of bearing on anything, but this is the setting that I've been on for the longest, and it works out for me. So I really do like this setting, but I also like that they have presets already made into the graphics part of it. When I tell you, really like that. When I tell you I'm really enjoying this viewer, really enjoying this viewer, I am definitely interested on how things are going to change when they kind of make it a more concrete viewer. I hope that it doesn't diminish anything, and the things that I love the most about it, I hope that that's not something that changes. I do feel however, it is a bit sensitive. Again, it could be my computer, but I don't know. This is a gaming computer. Maybe not one of the most recent gaming computers, but it ain't that damn old. So what I have noticed is it doesn't if you run another. So okay, for instance, side note, you guys, so this is not my first rodeo in Second Life. Every couple of years I will go and like redo my avatar. I'll just get a whole new avatar. I'm not one of those people that come on and I'm like 2, 3, 4, 5 different avatars at one time. No, I retire them. I really truly do. And so what I will do is like when I'm on a land, when I'm trying to compare the graphics, because sometimes you'll come on to a new viewer and the angle will make you feel like it's just like something completely different, but it's actually not. So I'll bring another avatar on. So what I would do is I will open up Firestorm while I'm still in Aperture. And so what I've noticed is when I do that, it doesn't really like that, and it like gives me an error and says like, oh, it's using too much memory or whatever, and then it'll crash. I don't even have a better way to say it. It'll crash. Now that is something that I'm hoping that they will figure out at a later date. But when I open up Aperture for a second time, like say if I'm gonna log in, like try to see if I could log in like another avatar on the Aperture viewer, it'll let me do that. But it's like any kind of secondary viewer, it doesn't like that. I'm assuming it's like some type of interference, or they like go against each other. I don't know, but it is definitely it don't like that. It don't like that at all. But I do like to use that as like a reference point, because I like to compare the graphics. I've done that when I was on Firestorm, and I will open up Black Dragon just to see the difference in the quality, because like I said, a lot of times it will seem like the graphics and everything will seem different, but it's more like the angle, you know, it might be more like the angle, it might be more the settings and stuff like that. So it's a good way for me to just kind of be able to gauge if am I tripping, or is the graphics here really better. Now in my opinion, the graphics here are better. Another place that I do go to test out the graphics is the Nest Sunbird. And so how I've been testing out the graphics to make sure that I wasn't just like tripping is I'll watch videos that I made at the Nest Sunbird, and then I'll pause it at a point, and then I'll go to that place on the Aperture viewer, and then I'll compare the graphics. Vastly different. What I've noticed is like with the Firestorm viewer, the graphics seem a little bit more I don't want to say fuzzy, but that's what it's giving. It's giving like more like fuzzy, almost a little bit more like blurred, kind of like a glamour shot type vibe, which I don't have an issue with at all. However, I do like the crispness of the graphics on the Aperture viewer. Food has a little bit more shine. It's just a little bit more, it has a little bit more clarity, a little bit more sharpness to it. And I really do like that. When I tell you, I really, really do like that. So I've been playing around with it for just a little bit of time. It hasn't been a bunch of time, but I really, really do like it. Like I said, I'm really interested in how they're going to, if this is going to become like an official viewer, because like I said, right now they're like, we don't even consider this a beta. Now that was via Google. Now perhaps they changed that information, but when I checked, they were saying like this is not even beta. This is like it's a tester to see if we want to put out a beta version. But it has gotten a really good reception amongst the people that are on Second Life, from what I have seen. There's a couple of videos that I've seen on YouTube that spoke about the Aperture viewer, and it was good things about it. They have really good things to say about it. Now, would I say that the ease of moving around is as well as Firestorm? No, I wouldn't say that. I do feel like Firestorm has the ease of moving around is better, in my opinion. The mobility here is not bad at all, but I do think it's one of those things, kind of like when you clear your cache, and it just takes a little bit of time for things to kind of like adjust to you being back on with a clear cache type vibe. That's like that's how I would compare it. So it's like when I go to lands on the Firestorm viewer, everything will pop in like right away. But when I'm on the Aperture viewer, it does take a little bit of time for things to pop in. Everything will pop in, but it's not one of those, as soon as I land, I can start walking around type things. That's not what it is. And what I am noticing is the larger the land is and the more mesh that the land has, let me get about her head, the longer it will take for things to res in. Like for here, it didn't take a super long time, but it took a nice little bit of time. It took maybe like a minute. And I'm used to literally going to the lands. As soon as I drop down, everything is already colored in. Everything, all the graphics and everything are already together. And so I would just drop down and walk. you know. But here, well, with the aperture viewer, that's just not what it is. I'm hoping that if they decide that they want to make this like a permanent viewer, that they will go ahead and change that and just do something where things are not as, it doesn't take as long for things to like render, because that is something that I would like to see change. Now, one thing that I will say is what I had noticed, like when I first started with the aperture viewer, in the graphics settings, they have like a tab. I forgot the name of the tab, but it's like before you get to like I think it's the rendering tab, I don't know, but the pixels were set to like 2048, and so I changed what I noticed is that when my pixels were set at 2048, I was really lagging, really lagging, and I wanted to keep the settings, but I didn't want to so I wanted to keep the settings. So what I did was I changed the pixels to 512. That works really well for me. Now, have I tried to go back up since I've been on? Look how realistic this looks. Have I tried to change back since I have been on Aperture for a little bit? No. The 512 works for me, and I'm just like, when I put it to, I have looked at it in the 2048 with the 2048 pixels. I don't see a big difference. Now, it could depend on the land that you're on and what you're trying to see and the type of graphics that are going on with that land. I don't know. But for me, I want to see that little basket thing. It had like a little flower in it. For me, I didn't see a big enough difference for me to want to go to like the 2048 pixels. I just didn't. So if you're on the aperture viewer and you're finding like, if you're like in one of the higher settings, if you're in one of like the higher presets, you might want to check your pixels. I believe it's under the rendering tab under graphics, but I'm not sure. It's one of those tabs. You'll find it. If you wanted to try that out and just like change your pixels, kind of like dummy down your pixels, they give you like 4 different options, I believe, just to kind of see if you have a better experience. I do think that would be worth a try. I really truly do, because it definitely made a difference for me. I love just how everything is so crisp. It has a nice mix of a lot of the Firestorm features as well as the Black Dragon features, and I do like that. Was I hoping that it had the auto, I guess you could say, camera smoothing? Yes, I did. I was hoping that it had that, but it didn't, and so that's okay. Now, that is one thing that I do feel like I would love to see implemented in a viewer outside of Black Dragon, because for me, I just like it. But you know what? I do suppose that if you're not doing what I'm doing, or like just doing any kind of tutorial, something like that, I don't think it necessarily would be, I don't think it would be necessary for you to have for your camera to be smoothing. You know, I think that just the regular way that it is would be perfect. So I think that they make it where you have it as an option, simply be just in case it's just like, okay, well, if this is what you're doing, then you can use this camera smoothing, but if not, you could just leave it regular. But I do wish that there was a way for me to save it. Now, I think that there is, and I just don't know what the hell I'm doing, but I've tried to like save the positioning, and it doesn't work, especially when you move to like a different positioning. So like, say if you've created a position other than back, so like I have a position called tour view or something like that, and so if I could save the settings for the tour view positioning, that would be awesome. So because then that would just be one less thing that I would have to do when I'm ready to, okay, he's a little grandpa. He said, look, I'm doing what I need to do. That would be just one less thing that I would have to do before I hit record. But is it a big inconvenience to change that? No, it is not. However, if you change your view, it will go back to the default, which is 0. No camera smoothing. Look, he's so cute. Oh, he's a sippy man. And so you just have to alter that. It doesn't take time. It doesn't take a lot of time. It's just 2 things that I have to change. But you know, I love a good ease of access. But based off of all the extra goodies that you get with the Aperture viewer, I don't really think that that's just like a big deal. I don't think it would ever be a big deal for me. It's just, it would be nice to see, you know, just something a little nicer to see. But I don't know how many people actually use the camera smoothing option. I don't know. I'm a hotkeys kind of girl. So so it definitely would benefit me. However, I know it's probably something where it's like it would have to be a nice vast majority of people that would actually want it in order for it to like really be implemented. But I like that they do have it as an option. That's just something that I really do appreciate, is that they even have it as an option. When I tell you, this land is so beautiful. Now, Miss and Melody, we definitely went here before, but I'm not sure of what the land looked like before, but I definitely know it was not this. So they have this shining, which lets me know that they do have a mirror option. We ain't turn the mirrors on. We ain't turn the mirrors on. Now, do mirrors make me lag? No. But the reason why I like to keep them off is because most of the time when I'm touring around, it ain't no damn mirrors. And ain't no damn mirrors. And so I say, you know what, just one less thing, pull it on the computer, I'm fine with that. Pull it on the graphics, I'm fine with that. So if we could just take that off and use it as needed, then I'm really cool with that. I love this little stand. So this land, although I was thinking that it was more like a summertime vibe, it does have like a nice springtime vibe to it. But for me, I feel like it's so easy to transition from spring to summer, you know what I'm saying? So it really could be it's a little bit of both, because it has like that beachy type vibe, which would give like summer feels, but then like it has like the greenery and the foliage is definitely giving like springtime vibes. And so it's interchangeable. We love a good interchangeable, but I definitely was assuming that it was going to be more summer type vibes. They give like, when I think about the beach, I always think about like summertime, because I'm like, do people go to the beach? Do people go to the beach in the wintertime? I don't know if people go to the beach in the wintertime. Not the wintertime, geez, the springtime. I don't know if people go to the beach in the springtime, but I guess if it's warm enough, you could. But when I think about beachy vibes, I always think about like summer, and then they have like lots of like seashells and stuff like that. So that definitely gives me like more of like a summer type vibe. But then, oh, look at that cat. But then when I look at things like the flower arrangements that they have in here, they're very like tulipy, and they have like the tulip painting, and that for me is definitely giving spring vibes. Did we come in here? We came in here already. Did we look at all the rooms already? So we came through here, we went in here. What's this? I don't think we went in here. No, we didn't see it here. So this is a really cute like little cottage cabin. So this land is not very big, but they have things spaced out very nicely, and it's like a lot of little dips. It's very walky. Do we like a walky path? Yes, we adore a walky path. It's very very visually pleasing, very aesthetically pleasing. We love that. We love that. It's definitely doing what it needs to do. This is super cute. It has such a nice airy vibe to it. It's very coastal. That's the vibe that it's giving. It's giving nice and coastal, very I don't want to say plain living, but simple living. That's what it's giving. It's giving just very simple living type vibes, and I really do like that. Yeah, what I realized is when I actually go and do like bulk recording, which I'm going to continue to do, but I'm just, it's observation. When I bulk record, once I get all the videos out that I bulk recorded, I feel like I haven't recorded in so damn long, so that when it's time for me to record, I feel awkward recording. Ain't that crazy? Absolutely crazy. So like I bulk recorded the last 4 videos. With the last four videos, I'm trying to get back to being more on schedule, more consistent. My consistency definitely dropped, and I definitely see it when I go into my analytics. You know what, I love this because I do not be liking to look in nobody's toilet, so I do like that they put that there. But I do love the base of this. Let me get about this plant. I do love the base of this toilet. How pretty is this? I definitely need to get back into my consistency with things because I haven't been consistent. And what is even worse is I haven't been consistent and things have been done. Now, this is the shared environment. It is hella bright, y'all. So damn bright. I have definitely not been consistent, and the videos have been done. That's the whole thing about it. It's like you have the videos done, and why are you not putting them up? It's like because you got to go through like the descriptions and all of that stuff, and so it's just it's a lot of work outside. Not a lot of work. It's more things. It's more steps to take. Oh, that little yawning cat. It's more steps to take outside of just editing the video and being done with the video, if you know, you know. So it's been all of those things. And you know, because I bulk recorded, I just kind of underestimated that. And so now I'm definitely just like getting myself back into the right mental space to start being more consistent and to get back on track with everything. And I'm doing it, y'all. I'm doing it, you know, slowly but surely. I's doing it. Look how pretty this is. So this is what I'm saying. Like, the land is not really big, but the way that they spaced everything out is so pretty, and they spaced everything out really, really well. So like, it's different sections for everything, but the land is super duper cohesive. Now what I can say is it has been a while since I've come across a land that was not cohesive. Now in the beginning, there were quite a few lands that were not giving cohesive, but now I just really feel like people have really, the landscapers really just, they've doubled down on keeping the land consistent. I feel like it's so easy to make the land a little bit inconsistent, my bad, just because I feel like when you are a landscaper, there's so many different ideas. Look how beautiful and crisp these apples look. I feel like when you are a landscaper, there are so many different ideas that you have, and so I do believe that it's very easy to want to do one thing and then you get to doing the land and you end up just implementing some things that probably is like, okay, I should have not done that, you know what I'm saying? But these lands have been really consistent. This land is given very much so cottage core. It's very homey, has a really nice homey type village cottagey vibe. So many different feels here, but it's all very informal. Everything feels very relaxed and almost kind of like a country type vibe, but not really a country type vibe. So I do like that about the land. It has a level of simplicity that I definitely can appreciate. Now everything here is beautiful. They do have lots of different sitting spaces. I love this little area with all the little wildflowers and things like that. I do like that because the land is a bit walky. You do have to kind of just like, quote unquote, figure things out as to where like things can go and how you can get there. Now they do have a couple of different ways that you can get to these things, but you can always just kind of like walk off of the beaten path and still get to the things that you want to get to. And I do like that about this land. They don't have like a marked out path for the most part, that they do, but then they also make it where if you decide that you don't want to take the path that they kind of have marked out for you via like steps and stuff like that, you can just kind of walk and do your own thing. You'll still end up in a lot of these different spaces. So I do like that. This is a cute little vegetable area on the side. How pretty. All the vegetables look so crisp and yummy. Let's look at these tomatoes. So yeah, the Aperture viewer really makes me it gets me like even more excited to like do videos and show y'all different places and stuff like that, because I just love the colors pop. Oh, they just pop so much more for me. I cannot wait to edit this video, because this is literally the first video that I've done in the Aperture viewer, and I'm really interested to see like how things are really gonna pop and how crisp things are really gonna be when I edit this video, because I think it's gonna be really juicy. I think things are gonna be looking really yummy when I go and edit this video, and that for me is just bringing me like a lot of happiness. Now the lands that I'm still going through, like the landmarks that I have, like remember I told you guys like I'm not, is this like a house or something we could look into? So that was not a house, that was the back of the barn that we had saw already. So I'm like, we're not gonna look at that again. We have seen this before. This is nothing that you can go into, but it is a really pretty lighthouse from Dust Bunny. Look how cute this is. I don't get a chair or anything for this, so I think that this is just like a faux decor piece that you can kind of just like pose on and take some like super cute pictures. I don't think this door opened last I checked. No, nothing open. So super duper cute. Super duper cute. Y'all, when I tell y'all this land is giving me like all the vibes, and I do feel like this was the perfect land, the absolute perfect land for me to take you guys to for our first rodeo with the Aperture viewer. Now what I will say is I'm still using them, I'm still going through the landmarks that I have, because like I said, I'm not doing any more new landmarks until I get through the landmarks that I have. And luckily these places are still around, because y'all, I feel like I ain't been on here in so long. I know it hasn't been like super duper long, but it just shows you how often I don't be bulk recording, and when I do bulk record, I feel like I haven't been on for a while. But in hindsight, I did 4 videos, so it's been a month. So that's the reasoning why I feel like I haven't been here in so long, because I really haven't. I did the bulk record and I done sat the hell down, and when in hindsight I should have been making more videos. But you know what? Things are going on that I really wanted to just pay attention to, and so I ain't mad that I did that. Oh, look at that, baby. So sepia. It's so sepia. Look at these beautiful lavender colors. So you know, I ain't mad at bulk recording. I'm not mad at bulk recording at all. But what I do know is I need to get more consistent with my recordings. I could bulk record once, but hell, I need to go ahead and bulk record more than that, so that I have stuff in the arsenal, so that when life gets to life, and I ain't got to feel no type of way about doing what I need to do.